Good, y'all. I'm Jay, about to check out 10 WWE moments that define pure cinema. This video is about WrestleMania. I know for a fact the Bloodline storyline for the past 3 years has defined pure cinema just about every time there was on screen. From Roman and Paul Heyman to Roman and Jay being inserted to the storyline back in 2020 to Jimmy being involved, Sami Zayn being involved, to currently Solo, everybody else. And we just witnessing kind of like the breakdown of the Bloodline right now as we speak on this video today. Man, I think, to me, in my opinion, the Bloodline storyline has been like one of the best storylines in all of wrestling in a long time. I can't even remember the last great storyline that WWE had that's been this good, that kept the fans engaged and making you want to see what happens next every single time they're on screen. So you're about to hop into this video, see 10 times WWE moments that define pure cinema. Let's go.
This is Cinema meme has become one of the most popular memes on social media over the past couple of years.
I agree.
It's finally
100%.
transitioned into the world of pro wrestling. The meme can be used for a scene in a movie or a standout moment from a TV show. However, when it comes to wrestling, it's traditionally used when a memorable, seemingly iconic moment takes place.
Man.
Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 WWE moments that were pure cinema. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts. Number 10, Edge comes out of retirement.
Great moment
Edge's
right here.
retirement in 2011 shook the wrestling
And the thing
world
is,
to its core.
I hated
Edge was
Edge
forced to
growing up.
retire as world champion
I
due
could
to
not
severe
stand it,
health
man.
problems, and it seemed like an impossibility that the rated R superstar would ever
I thought this
wrestle
was gonna never
again.
happen.
But fast forward to the 2020 Royal Rumble, and Edge's music hits, and he entered the match as a surprise entrant.
I feel like he could have came back. I think it was at SummerSlam he returned the year before. He had to hit a spear on somebody. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Elias. That was his first time doing, like, actually entering contact with somebody since he retired.
Career in the squared circle on his own terms. Number 9, the Texas Rattlesnake strikes again. A WWE made up for a disappointing WrestleMania
Steve
16
Austin.
with a critically acclaimed Backlash event. The Backlash pay-per-view in 2000 was outstanding, and it was topped off from the match that should have main evented WrestleMania, that being Triple H versus The Rock for the WWE title. The two had a tremendous match as expected, and it was towards the end of the match in which the entire world was one of the loudest ovations in WWE history. Stone Cold Steve Austin will make his return to WWE following his neck surgery, and he would assist The Rock in overcoming the McMahon-Helmsley faction. It was a wonderful moment and arguably one of the most iconic returns of the entire Attitude Era. The Rock would then go on to win the title and drink a beer with his former arch-rival as Backlash 2000 went off the air. Number 8, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn main event WrestleMania. Heading into WrestleMania,
That match was pretty good, bro. Just storyline going into it.
Night one of the show. It was reported that
It's just
WWE wanted
the Usos had to get the
versus
titles
Charlotte
taken
Flair
off
to
them.
close out night one, yet fans were endlessly pushing to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos close out the show. The main reason for this was because the story between the four men was unbelievable. It was the right move to see the hottest story in the company close out night one of the biggest show of the year. Thankfully, WWE listened, and the four men got the nod to close out the show. The match was excellent, and it resulted in Owens and Zayn becoming undisputed tag team champions. The final shot of night one of WrestleMania 39 featured the two celebrating. It was beautiful to watch, as both men deserved this special moment in the spotlight. Number 7, Becky Lynch confronts Ronda Rousey. At the start of 2019, Becky Lynch was one of the most popular stars in WWE. This popularity led to Lynch and Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey's eventual showdown being one of the most anticipated in recent memory. The two would finally face off at a heated confrontation in January.
I don't like how that match ended at WrestleMania.
After Lynch had won the Women's Royal Rumble. The crowd were mesmerized by this segment, and the face-off between the two women should have been a still shot that sold WrestleMania. Unfortunately, whilst this moment was utter magic, the WWE had to ruin the legacy of this moment by adding Charlotte Flair to their WrestleMania 35 encounter. Nevertheless, the initial stare-down between Lynch and Rousey is one of the most iconic segments WWE have ever delivered. Number 6, Daniel Bryan stands tall. WrestleMania 30 was
That
built
was
heavily around
that
Daniel
year right
Bryan.
there
Bryan had
was
emerged
Daniel
as the
Bryan's
default
year.
top babyface in the
2014
WWE,
going
and
into
despite
20
WWE's
yeah,
desire to see
2014.
Bryan in an alternative role,
2013 when he
WWE
beat
fans
John
were
Cena
adamant that
at
Bryan was
SummerSlam.
their guy.
Going all the way to
30's opening
WrestleMania
contest
was
would see
Daniel
Bryan
Bryan's
defeat
hottest
Triple H,
moment
and this allowed Bryan to be added to the
before
main
he
event
retired.
title match between Randy Orton and Batista. The main event match was fantastic, and it culminated in Bryan making Batista tap out to become WWE Champion. WrestleMania 30 would go off the air with Bryan celebrating with the two world titles as confetti
Classic
fell down
moment
to the
right there.
ground. It was a beloved moment, and it was special not just because
He was the top
WWE finally
babyface in
listened
the
to
company at
fans,
that time,
but also
that
because
year.
Bryan was someone who truly deserved it. Bryan was one of the hardest workers in the entire company, and him closing out WrestleMania 30 in this manner was the culmination of his resilience, sacrifice, and endless dedication. Number 5, the game returns.
Triple H.
WWE took a huge blow in 2001 when their resident top heels Triple H went down with a serious quadricep injury. This meant that the game missed all of the infamous Invasion storylines, and his presence was definitely missed during the storyline itself. Triple H
I wonder what would
returned
have
to
happened
WWE TV
had he not
early
got hurt.
2002 on
Would that
Raw,
storyline
and
would
the
still
game
happen?
received a colossal reaction. The game returned in front of a packed house in Madison Square Garden, and the pop itself has been labelled as one of the biggest pops in the history
Yeah.
of Raw.
It
When the
was
game
loud.
entered the ring, it was evident that he was stunned by this reaction. After all, the last time
He was a heel.
WWE fans had seen the game, he was a detestable heel, but now the fans were unanimously cheering in admiration of him. According to Triple H himself in his book titled Making the Game, he was trying really hard not to burst into tears, but when he got back through the curtain, the emotion overcame him. When I got back through the curtain and I made sure I was out of sight, I lost it. I was bawling. Certainly not out of sadness, it was an appreciation. The whole ordeal was just so emotional for me. What I'd gone through, what I almost lost. The appreciation the fans showed me, it all just hit me at once and I lost it. Number 4, the rebellion of Jimmy Uso. The Bloodline saga has dominated
right there,
WWE for 3 years.
I was
In
so
that
hyped
time,
when I seen
WWE
Jimmy kick
expertly
Roman.
crafted a critically acclaimed storyline that has resulted in consistently high ratings
sir.
and a ton of lapsed fans being reintroduced.
And I didn't know Roman was hands-on with this storyline. He's a part of he's one of the main reasons the storyline is still on TV to this day, and it's been so good.
Itself. One of the moments which sent fans into a frenzy came at the end of 2023 Night of Champions event. During the main event match, which pitted Roman Reigns teaming with Solo Sikoa to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso decided enough was enough, and he decided to stand up to Reigns once and for all. The Usos interfered in the match, and when they attempted a super kick on Zayn, Zayn moved out of the way, and the kick unintentionally hit Solo Sikoa. Upon seeing this, Reigns was infuriated, and he shoved both of the Usos. This was the exact moment in which Jimmy decided to stand his ground, and he delivered 2 game-changing super kicks to Reigns. The chaotic situation allowed Zayn and Owens to take advantage by hitting the stunner and haluva kick on Sikoa to win the match. The bloodline was disintegrating before everyone's eyes, and it was the WWE.
Man, I was so hyped.
Best. Number 3, Kofi Mania. Daniel Bryan
This is a beautiful moment right here.
The WWE title was in their original plan for WrestleMania 35, but it ultimately resulted in one of the finest storylines WWE delivered in the PG era. A heel version of Bryan was at the top of his game, and he was bringing out the best out of the always likable Kofi Kingston. The eventual match between the two was exceptional, and it's easy to see why fans thought it should have main evented the show. Kingston eventually managed to get the win, and he would celebrate with his New Day teammates as well as his close family. It was an incredibly touching moment, and it was incredibly
That was the last
satisfying
WrestleMania to have just one night.
All of WWE finally get his moment. Number 2, Eddie Guerrero becomes the guy.
Yes, sir.
By the time
But you know,
WWE arrived at the No Way Out pay-per-view in 2004, Eddie Guerrero's popularity had skyrocketed. Guerrero was the most beloved babyface in the company, and it was finally time to see him crowned as the top guy on SmackDown. Guerrero would face off against Brock Lesnar in the main event of the show, and the match itself was one of the best matches of the Ruthless Aggression era. The closing moments of the match offered for some intense and exciting viewing, as Guerrero would counter an F5 from Lesnar into a tornado DDT, and this allowed Guerrero to climb the turnbuckle and deliver a picture-perfect frog splash for the 1-2-3. Guerrero had finally done it. He was the new WWE champion, and the arena erupted. Fans were overjoyed that Guerrero was now the champion.
It was pure cinema. I ain't gonna lie. Pure cinema. A moment, it might not be on this video, where Chris Benoit and Eddie hugged at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 20.
The Bloodline saga was sent into an unexpected direction in 2022 when Sami Zayn joined the faction. Zayn brought a ton of depth to the group, as Zayn was notoriously an outstanding worker, but he also had incredible comedic talents, which resulted in almost making the members of the faction break character on live TV. When the Bloodline began to feud with Kevin Owens, this put Zayn in an awkward position. Zayn and Owens had decorated history, and their friendship was well received, but Zayn had a family in the Bloodline, so he had to try and come to a decision on where his allegiance lied. The main event of the 2023 Rumble saw Roman Reigns defeat Kevin Owens, and after the match, the entire Bloodline delivered a brutal beatdown to Owens, and Owens would have his arms tied to the ropes. When Reigns attempted a strike, broken and battered Owens with a chair, Zayn intervened and informed Reigns that enough was enough. Reigns then ordered Zayn to be the one to strike Owens with a chair in order to show his allegiance to the faction. A conflicted and tormented Zayn then attacked Reigns with a chair, resulting in one of the biggest crowd ovations in WWE history.
He got a nice pop.
The Bloodline, with the exception of Jey Uso, then proceeded to attack Zayn, and the show went off the air with Owens and Zayn laying motionless on the canvas. It was exceptionally delivered, and the response from the crowd was phenomenal. WWE truly hit a home run with the angle, and it's going to be a moment which is played in highlight reels for decades to come. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 WWE moments that were pure cinema.
Alright, y'all, great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video, and what moments define pure cinema that wasn't in this video, man. So let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.